Ever since Mahindra has showcased their electric origin SUVs, the questions have been pouring in on the channel on which one is the better one. Now they launched the BE6E, well, it's now called the BE6, and they launched the larger XEV 9E. So in this video, we're going to just break it down and take a look at a tale of two electric origin SUVs and which one would be the better one, or rather, which one is the right one for you. So I'm just going to break it down for you. We're going to talk about design, we're going to talk about features, we're going to talk about what's common, and of course, answering the question of which one is the right one for you. So to start with, both of them have a very distinct approach to electric mobility. The BE6 is all about being a sporty, futuristic, dynamic sports coupe. And with that, you've got a design that strikes a lot of emotion. And as you can notice with the vehicle, very short overhangs, a very dynamic look, and a very brilliant treatment to the way that they've done away with the front grille and actually given you an air scoop right up front that looks very futuristic and almost like something that's come from a different planet. So an aggressive stance, large wheels, a sporty diffuser are all part of the package when it comes to the BE6. The XEV, on the other hand, is a much larger SUV. Again, it does have the whole sports coupe look going for it, but it's got a more pronounced overhang. And for me personally, it is a vehicle that does not look as good as what Mahindra has done with the BE6. This being more along the lines of their XUV 700 and that range of vehicle. But like I said, both these vehicles are built to cater to different target audiences, and that's just what makes both of them quite special as well. But from having a slightly understated design, a more bland grille, all of these elements that the XEV 9E does come with, it does have a rather bulky appearance as well. But that's again to sort of open up space and to give you a little bit more when it comes to the interior. So it's a balance of luxury and utility with the XEV 9E, while the BE6 is all about being an out-and-out sports machine. So even if you do get behind the wheel, I did have that opportunity to sample both the vehicles, and they behave and perform very different from each other, despite having a lot that is in common, which is what I'm going to come to next. So we're talking about them having a shared level of bits and pieces, and that starts with the INGLO platform. So both vehicles, the BE6 and the XEV 9E, are built on the exact same platform. So when we're talking about what lies underneath, it's exactly the same thing. So they have the same wheelbase, they've got the same track, all of that is identical. And even components to the suspension and all of that can be shared between the two models. So that's obviously a bit of smart engineering there from Mahindra, because they get to play with the economies of scale when it comes to electric vehicles. And as we know, electric vehicles by and large remain a rather niche segment in the market. So by being able to play around with this, it does give Mahindra the possibility of bringing down costs a little bit further and being rather aggressive on that front. As we already know, with the announcement of the pricing of the BE6 and the XEV 9E, the lower end variants is what we got to know about. And we can see that Mahindra has done that. So they both also get the same powertrain. They're both rear wheel drive. 79 kilowatt hour battery is what we're talking about with both of these vehicles coming powered with the same thing. The battery technology is the same on board, so you've got a blade type battery on board, giving them a range of about 600 kilometers according to test cycles. So that doesn't change for either of them, and neither does charge time. Other features that carry over to both of them are ADAS level 2 features, and the fact that they also come with interesting bits of tech on board, like a heads-up display and intelligent climate control, as well as over-the-air software updates. But it is when you get inside that you also get to experience two very different sets of SUVs. So the BE6, like I said, being the futuristic sporty version, is it carries this emotion that I would very closely associate with what you get when you own a three-door Thar. It is just pure emotion. This vehicle is about just being behind the wheel, enjoying that space. The way it's been designed is to give you that sort of cockpit feel, Even the shifter has been designed, taking inspiration from what you get in airplanes. So there's a lot that gives you reason to smile when you're inside the BE6, and the way it drives, the way it handles, all of that comes into play as well, because it feels like a vehicle on rails. It does a brilliant job when it comes to handling, and it's something that you just want to power around and drive really fast given the opportunity. Now, the XEV 9e being your larger, more luxury styled vehicle, what you do get is a large, 3-screen display running across the center console, great space, both front and rear row, more boot space on board. So all of that is again designed to be a little bit more family oriented for someone who's looking for a nice large SUV that can do both, ferry you to work as well as take the family out on a nice trip if you had to. But coming down to the element of what really defines these two vehicles, we're talking about them being built for two very different purposes, yet both the BE6 and the XEV 9e are two sides of the exact same coin. So, like I said, they share the same platform, but the BE6 is about being fun to drive, a daring machine, something that's futuristic, very young. It's for the adventurous in that sense, while the XEV is plush, family friendly, and designed for comfort and practicality. So if you had to boil it down and you had to take a look at which one is the better vehicle, well, the underpinnings are exactly the same. So it's not about the mechanics over here. We're not talking about any mechanical bits that define the two apart in that sense. It's about what you want as a customer. Are you looking for something that's youthful, fun, something that you take out there and, just want to have that more individualistic sort of setup, or are you looking for a family-oriented vehicle? So with the BE6, the closest definition I can give it is that it's a 3-door Thar that's electric now. The exact same emotion. I'm not talking about design over here, I'm talking about that sense of emotion. While the XEV 9e is your plush XUV 700. So boiling it down would be the exact same decision you would take. Do you want a 3-door Thar or an XUV 700, or do you want the BE6 or the XEV 9e? It's the exact same choice. You just sort of have to build in that clarity into your decision making when you're looking at these two vehicles. So all in all, I mean, for a person like me, I do drive a 3-door Thar, and after having driven both these vehicles, my choice would be the BE6. I think it's I always look for a vehicle that's a little bit more fun. I'm not so much worried about the element of practicality over here, because an electric vehicle like this would not be my only vehicle. I would have a second vehicle in my garage as well that would also cater to the family needs. But if you're looking for one single all-rounder that gives you that space, that comfort, that opulence, and also is quite fun to drive, then the XEV 9e would be the one for you.